Do you have what it takes to achieve your goals? Everybody has goals, but only few people actually achieve them. Why is that? And more importantly, do you have what it takes to be one of them? This circle represents the number of people who want something. This circle also includes all of the people who say they want to do something, but never actually take the steps to get there. Of all of these people, these are the people who actually try to get what they want. These aren't the people who say they're going to do something, but never actually take the steps. These are the people who make the plans and put the schedules and do what they need to do to get to their goal. Still, not all of these people get what they want. This circle represents the number of people who actually reach their goal. Notice how large the circle is that represents the people who want something. And notice how small the circle that represents people who actually get it is. In fact, the University of Scranton did a study, and they found that 92% of people who set New Year's goals never achieve them. That's right, 92%. That leaves only 8% of people who actually achieved what they sought to do. What sets this 8% apart? Are you like them? And can you be like them? There are 5 traits that people who achieve have and people who don't. Let's take a look at each of these 5 traits. See if you have it and see how you can develop it. The first trait is focus. Bruce Lee said, "The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus." What does it mean to have focus, though? Focused people have few goals. They have 1 to 3 goals that they direct most of their time to. Focused people know where to direct their efforts. They're not scattered around trying to do this and trying to do that. They know what tasks yield the most results and go after those. Finally, they avoid spreading themselves thin. They know when to say no. Say you want to get rich, and you want to build your relationships, and you want to be a polyglot. You also want to get fit, you also want to claim a promotion, and you want to grow as a person. These are all terrific goals to have. But the question is, when will you do all that? You have 24 hours a day. Say you sleep for 6 hours, you eat for 3 hours, you go out and you commute. You don't have time to do everything that you want to do. Peter McWilliams said, "You can have anything you want, but you can't have everything you want." Reaching your goal takes time, it takes effort, and it takes energy. You only have a limited supply of each of these resources. If you direct these resources to one specific goal, you can achieve it. But if you're scattered, trying to achieve this and trying to achieve that, you won't be able to get anywhere. So choose your priorities. Decide what you want, who you want to be, and what tasks will make that happen. If you try to do everything at once, you'll achieve nothing. The second trait that people who achieve their goals have is proactivity. Michael Landon Jr. said, "Whatever you do, do it now. There are only so many tomorrows." But what exactly is proactivity? Proactivity means to do things without being pushed. When you were a kid, you would only do your homework if your mom made you do it. When you were a kid, you would only eat your vegetables if you were bribed with dessert after. Now, as an adult, there is no one forcing you to do the things you should do. To succeed as an adult, you need to be proactive. So do you wake up early? Or do you just wake up early enough to get to work on time? Do you finish projects quickly? Or do you wait to the moment before the deadline to get it done? The question here is, can you do things without external motivation? Because here's the facts. No one is going to make you achieve your goals. If you don't go after what you want, you're not going to get it. No one else really cares if you achieve the success that you want. The only person who cares is you. If you don't have the internal drive to push yourself to succeed, you're going to stay your entire life dreaming but never achieving. You see, internal drive is essential. There will be times when you don't want to do what you need to do, no matter how much you love it. And at that moment, every single excuse you make is going to seem plausible. You can tell yourself that you don't have to work this week, you're tired. You don't have to work because you're busy with this other project at work. You can continue to make those excuses for yourself week after week after week. At the end of it all, you'll see that the entire year has passed and you have made zero progress. Also, you're going to face obstacles when you're on your path to achieve your goals. And we like to go after what's easy. When you're face to face with these seemingly insurmountable challenges, the easiest option is going to be to throw in the towel and give up. Will you be able to push yourself and take yourself to the next level? Are you proactive enough to reach success? Proactivity is so important. I have a separate video explaining how to be more proactive. I put the link in the description box below. The third trait that you must have to achieve your goals is grit. Chris Morris said it best when he said, "Grit is having the courage to push through, no matter what the obstacles are, because it's worth it." So what exactly is grit? Grit is the sustained application of effort toward a long-term goal. In other words, it's keeping at it for as long as it takes. You need to be able to resist the urge to quit despite the obstacles. Angela Duckworth did a study. She included spelling bee champions, top performers, military recruits, and people from all aspects of life. She found that they all have one thing in common. You guessed it. She found that the biggest predictor of success was grit. It was not talent, it was hard work. In her book, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, she introduced 4 ways that you can develop grit. The first is to be passionate. You have to love what you do. Be fascinated by it. And note that you don't have to start out passionate. Cal Newport wrote an entire book explaining how to develop, that's right, develop passion. The next step to developing grit is to improve daily. Compete with yourself, challenge yourself, constantly seek ways to improve. Next is to have meaning. Remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Think of the bigger purpose. How does your goal help your family, help your community? You are more likely to stick with your goal if you feel that it has meaning. Finally, seek growth. Develop a growth mindset. Understand that all skills can be learned. The fourth trait of successful people who reach their goals is consistency. Angela Duckworth said, "Consistency of effort over the long run is everything." Let's look at the example of Amy and Mason. Amy wants to be an entrepreneur. She works 2 hours every Saturday, but not every week. Mason, on the other hand, wants to be a small shop owner. She works toward her goals an hour every night. The total hours Amy puts in every week is 2 hours. But then again, she doesn't work every week. Whereas Mason puts in 7 hours per week. Every Saturday, Amy finds it harder to start, and she has to catch up and remember where she stopped last week. Whereas Mason has momentum. She knows what needs done, and she does it. Who do you think is more likely to achieve their goal? Amy, who works sometimes, or Mason, who puts in the time every day to reach her goal? The key to consistency is to keep showing up. Successful people are consistent. Not only do they know what they need to do, they do it over and over and over again until they achieve success. Now, I'm not saying that you have to work every day. Because the truth is, we don't always have the time. You could work once every 2 days. You could work 4 days out of 7. You could work 6 days out of 7. Nonetheless, you have to make a plan that fits your schedule. And once you make that plan, you have to stick to it. The fifth and final trait that all successful people have is belief. Sugar Ray Robinson said, to be a champ, you have to believe in yourself when no one else will. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe that you can visualize your way to success. Meditating for 10 hours a day and not actually doing any real work will not take you to success. On the other hand, you do need belief to achieve anything. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your abilities. You need to believe in your plan, and you need to believe in your goal. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Say you wanted to open an online shop. You work for your online shop every single day, but deep down you know, without a shred of doubt, that your online business will not take off. You don't know how to market. You don't have the fancy graphics that everybody else has. It's just not going to work. You know it. So even though you work every single day, subconsciously you are not going to give your business 100%. You're going to give a half effort, and once your business fails because you didn't give it all you had, you're going to validate the belief that you already had, which is that your business is not going to take off. Once you believe some things, your actions will make it happen. If you think you're going to fail, you'll fail. But if you believe that you'll succeed, you will. Let me tell you the story of Roger Bannister. No one thought that humans could run a mile in less than 4 minutes. Doctors said that our body couldn't tolerate it. Our lungs aren't strong enough. Our heart can't pump enough. So for 9 years, the record was 4 minutes, 1 second, and 30 milliseconds. And that record could not be broken until it was. One day, Roger Bannister ran a mile in 3 minutes, 59 seconds, and 40 milliseconds. That record that had lasted 9 years was broken. And you could say that Roger Bannister is an exception. He is superhuman. But you see, after Roger Bannister broke the record, somebody else did, only 46 days later. That runner ran a mile in 3 minutes, 57 seconds, and 90 milliseconds. The human body didn't change. The only thing that changed was belief. Once people realized that that 4-minute barrier could be broken, they broke it. So never underestimate the power of belief. Let's recap what it takes to achieve your goals. The first trait is focus. Know what you want and know where to direct your time, your energy, and your effort. The second trait is proactivity. Do things without waiting for some external circumstance to make you do it. Number 3 is grit. Keep at it for as long as it takes. The fourth trait is consistency. Show up for yourself again and again and again until you reach your goal. And number 5 is belief. Believe that you can and you will. If you want to achieve your goals, manage your time, and overcome obstacles, then hit that subscribe button. This video was presented to you by ShutUpAndAchieve.com, a website dedicated to your success. We have articles on maximizing your time, achieving your goals, and overcoming obstacles. We also have great tools like the Goal Tracker 2.0, which helps you plan your goals and track your progress.